Welcome, Mr. Dome, and welcome to this crypto update. Today I have some insane alpha for you guys, something you may have not seen anywhere else, some assets that will do 5x or even 10x within the next year. And also, we're obviously going to take a look at the price of Bitcoin in the short term. We will look at the fundamental analysis, the news, as well as I will do a full technical analysis at the end of the video. But right now, just a short-term analysis here quickly is that RSI is hitting this top of the line here. So this is basically a danger zone for Bitcoin price. It is a decision time. So within the next few days, we will get either a continuation of this price move and we are basically back in the bull zone, or we have a breakdown to the downside and we tag lows one more time. So that is basically the decision time here, and I will give you my complete analysis at the end of the video. So what was the reason for this massive pump here from $83,000 to $87,000? Obviously, when we go and take a look at the news, the biggest news is the Federal Reserve meeting that happened yesterday. So from yesterday's Federal Reserve meeting, there's a few things that you have to understand. Number one, the Federal Reserve officials still see 2 more rate cuts coming in 2025 and another 2 in 2026. So they are cutting rates, which makes the cost of capital cheaper. And as the cost of capital becomes cheaper, then obviously economic activity is expected to rise, and that is why Bitcoin had a pump. But that was just the one thing that we got from the meeting. The second thing that we got from the meeting is that from beginning of April, the committee will basically slow down the monthly redemption cap of treasury securities from 25 billion to $5 billion. So quantitative tightening is dramatically slowing down. So this is obviously nice that at the same time they continue to cut rates and at the same time they slow down the redemption of treasury securities. Markets like this a lot, but this could be a short-term pump before we see one more pullback to the downside as people are still skeptical of a potential pump. But anyway, these are bullish news. Next up, Michael Saylor, he announced a new perpetual preferred stock offering called Strive. And I will make a separate video about this because there's a lot of disinformation what it actually means. But in short, this is bullish in the medium term, but it also makes the MicroStrategy stock more leveraged, which may cause a potential black swan in the future. But I will give you my full analysis of this new stock option for the strategy stock, and then you can get the full picture of what this actually means. But it's a little bit funny, to be honest, so wait out for that video. Next up, Josh Mann, who is the person who basically predicted the Bitcoin crash from $105,000 to $84,000. He made 10x of his capital and he had $23 million here in his portfolio at the end of that crash. And now he is longing MicroStrategy stock once again. And as you can see, everything is basically on the green here. And he already made $1 more million here on his stash since then. So he's still bullish and he is basically expecting Bitcoin to go to $444,000. So that is also nice to see. Next, and here is the alpha for you guys. So Trump inspired or Trump backed World Liberty Financial, where the owners are basically Trump's family. They have now closed the $555 million of token sales. 85,000 people participated in this token sale, and this is the important part. And I'm getting it to the juicy part a little bit later. So take a look at this statement here. WLFI is on track to supercharge DeFi as it transforms global finance in the coming years, said Zach Witkoff. So there's a few things to understand in this. They aim to transform global finance. So if you ask me, what is the goal for WLFI? I would say the goal is to become central bank of crypto. Because as you know, Donald Trump, he is the president, and his son or sons actually, or family owns this WLFI. And the people who are behind WLFI are gonna be the new oligarchs of the world. So Zach Witkoff, who is Zach Witkoff? He is the co-founder of World Liberty Financial, but that is not the only thing. When you search for the name Witkoff, you may have come to hear about this name Steve Witkoff in the recent days. So he is a billionaire real estate investor and also a diplomat. And right now, he is probably the most important person on the planet because he is the top diplomat who is currently negotiating with Vladimir Putin for peace in Ukraine. So he was the first American diplomat to meet Putin just a week ago, and he has been able to basically get both Putin and Zelensky to agree on the ceasefire on the energy facilities. That is massive. So Witkoff's son, Zach, is the co-founder of World Liberty Financial. So, and obviously they have the talks in Saudi Arabia. So what I'm currently seeing, and this could be just me, walking too much in the future already, but what I'm seeing is that the global finance system will have a reset. And the reset, obviously, everybody is talking about it. It will be gold back, it will be Bitcoin back, it will be this and that. But what I'm currently seeing is that Donald Trump will be the emperor of the world. If I if, well, that's exaggerated, obviously. But this thing here, this is the biggest thing that we will see in the next few years, and this will print millionaires like nothing else. And this is the juicy part finally. WLFI has a macro digital asset strategic reserve strategy program. And they have been buying different assets into this strategic reserve. So Bitcoin is there, obviously. Ethereum is there because World Liberty Financial will launch on Ethereum. TRX or Tron Network is there. Link, SUI, and ONDO is there as well. So this is the financial opportunity. If you buy these assets, you can bet your ass this will pump when World Liberty Financial finally launches. And why will it pump? For the same exact reason why the Trump meme token pumped. The same exact reason why Melania meme coin pumped. Because Donald Trump will promote this like nothing else. And people will obviously flow into these assets that World Liberty Financial also holds and who World Liberty Financial has also partnered with. So Tron Network is here, Link, SUI, and ONDO. If you buy these assets, you are aligning yourself with the billionaire, oligarch, global financial future central bankers. And I hate to say it, the crypto is becoming centralized, but at least we still have some opportunity to make money from it, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong here. I'm just throwing this out there. This is not financial advice, but this is, in my opinion, the ultimate alpha that we have for the coming years. Now, going further and going back to the fundamentals here, looking at Bitcoin ETFs, we are seeing a few inflows here. So we saw a second inflow of $209 million here yesterday because it was the Federal Reserve meeting day. There wasn't really a lot of inflow here for whatever reason, but I do expect the inflows to start coming back over the next week as well, as people get more and more bullish again. But we still have the scare from the tariffs that come into effect in April. So be mindful of that. And then when we go and take a look at sentiment.net, there's a few things that are interesting here. Number one, we saw a move to the downside here on supply of Bitcoin on exchange reserves. This is quite bullish in my opinion. Even though Bitcoin pumped, people still wanted to take Bitcoin off exchanges and deposit into somewhere else. So Bitcoin has been going into long-term hands here. And then also, when we take a look at the stablecoin market cap, you can see that this has another move to the upside here. So currently the market cap of stablecoins is $204.25 billion. And this is significant because it basically increases the value of crypto. And when we go and take a look at the price of Bitcoin, when it first reached $85,000 here, we had only $160 billion worth of stablecoins. And since then, we have seen massive amounts of minting of new stablecoins, and the trend is still to the upside here. So that is fundamentally very, very good. I don't really want to comment on the other things because they are not as significant. And then let's go and take a look at short-term analysis. So Bitcoin liquidation heat map, you can see when Bitcoin broke these levels, $85,000 to basically $87,000, this was the liquidity zone here that got completely tagged here. So shorts got wrecked. But now the liquidity has been taken out, and now most of the liquidity is basically below $80,000 now. Now, there's obviously a lot of liquidity when we go all the way up here over $100,000 once again. So that is obviously where most liquidity is at. But at the immediate vicinity, there's not a lot of liquidity top or below. So Bitcoin could continue the trend to the upside, but more than likely is that we have a breather to the downside here. And then Bitcoin will make its decision if it wants to go down or up. When I go and take a look at the order book death information here, let me change this to 3%. I check the other values as well, but it's basically the same on the on all of these charts. So what does aggregated spot order book death difference tell us? It tells us basically the difference between limit buy orders and limit sell orders within 3% of the current price point. And as you can see right now, both longs and shorts basically agree. Sorry, the limit buy and limit sell orders currently agree on the current price. So this, in my opinion, signals that the trend actually can continue to the upside as well. But here you saw a lot of sell orders basically at $87,000. So this is major resistance here, obviously. So right now it is trying to decide where it wants to go, but overall this is showing or telling me that the trend could go to the upside as well. So right now it's quite difficult still to say where Bitcoin wants to go. We got bullish news basically all over the place, but we are hitting this hard resistance line here on the RSI. It's also actually, when I look at it now, this is also hard resistance from this perspective. So there's a few lines that tries to basically keep Bitcoin price suppressed for now. So now going to 1 hour chart here. One thing to understand is that we had this short-term trend line to the downside here, and we broke above it on 14th of March. Since then, we have tried to basically touch the trend line, or maybe even you could say we touched the trend line 1 time, 2 times, and a 3rd time here. And since then, we had obviously a breakout to the upside. But that's not the only trend line that got broken to the upside. Also here, if you take a look at this trend line, that also got broken to the upside. So when you start seeing trend lines being broken consistently and almost without effort, that tells me that the trend is shifting. And also, I've also reported to you guys that we had this divergence here on the RSI where we had a higher low and a lower low on the price, a bullish divergence also showcasing a shifting momentum. So we're getting a lot of signals now that the momentum is shifting. So now going to the actual technical analysis here. What I currently expect is something like this, that we go and tag roughly $84,000 one last time, basically this trend line here. And then from here, there's 2 chances. We flush to the downside and tag $80,000 or even $77,000 here. And both of these are still completely fine. Actually, it doesn't really matter if it goes even to like $74,000, but I feel like a lot of the FUD, a lot of the scare has already outplayed itself, because we got the Federal Reserve meeting and that was bullish. The war in Middle East did not break Bitcoin price, and the war in Ukraine is now looks like it's coming into a ceasefire, or at least a partial ceasefire. So I feel like the momentum is really starting to shift, and we might bounce up from here and break these from there. That's currently what I'm seeing. These are basically the two options. So right now, what this means for altcoins is obviously bullish, because altcoins had a complete devastation when Bitcoin went to 80. What is this low here? $76,000. Oh, one more thing that I forgot to tell you guys is the CME gap got filled here. So that FUD has also played itself. So right now, Bitcoin does look like it really wants to go to the upside, and we had just a final few scares maybe left in the tank, and then Bitcoin will have a very nice moves to the upside. That's currently what I'm seeing from the charts here. But we still have that final potential scare to the downside here, and that obviously I will make updates. If you want to get these updates, obviously you should subscribe to the channel here. But let me show you the link chart here right now, and I will show you the other assets that was talked about in the WLFI announcement. So here, when we take a look at link, you can see that we had this this trend line here, or you could draw it like this as well. Doesn't really matter how you draw it, but as you can see, link already is pushing out of this RSI trend line to the upside. So link is giving us the bullish signal before Bitcoin even had that bullish signal. So link looks like it wants to basically break out of this this channel here. Very nice to see. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will break out yet, but this is the first signal that the momentum really wants to break out of this this downtrend here. Then when we go and take a look at ONDO USDT, ONDO, the chart is almost similar. So you can see here, this is basically the downtrend here, but here you can see this is basically the bottom trend line here. And we had a bounce from the trend line obviously here, and right now it is still in this undecided area where it wants to go. But overall, it is still inside the channel here, so no bullish breakout from ONDO yet. It's basically inside the channel here still, but very close to the bottom. So if we get one final scare and if we go to this trend line here, that could be a perfect buying opportunity for ONDO. Then we had SUI, USDT, and SUI is basically the same thing. Actually, SUI has already broken out of this RSI trend line, same as Link. So SUI looks quite good from this perspective, in my opinion, as well. So all of these assets start to be breaking out of these trend lines, and it seems like the momentum is really shifting in crypto back to the bull zone. That's what I'm currently getting from the markets. Now, don't take my analysis as gospel. This is simply my analysis, and I hope you got some value, some alpha from this video. Now, if you want to trade these markets, you know I am affiliated with Bybit.com. I still have this title from my previous update, but if you use the code denome, you will get 10% discount for your first 30 days, and you are eligible up to $30,000 in welcome rewards. Bybit.com is, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, crypto trading platform on the planet. So you can use my affiliate link down below if you want to sign up for Bybit. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you on the next one, and bye bye.